What is the most annoying phrase your co-workers use? When we report any technical issue to the supervisor, he always gives some basic ass instructions, then proceeds to write "keep me posted." Then when we keep him posted he never replies. So we know that it actually means "I don't give a fuck about your problem." When we report any technical issue to the supervisor he always gives some basic ass instructions, then proceeds to write "keep me posted." Then when we keep him posted he never replies. So we know that it actually means "I don't give a fuck about your problem." I'm guilty of this. I'm on lunch right now having just said it. I just literally don't know what else to say when a random worker asks me how I'm doing, especially when we are walking past each other and I don't have time to formulate a more substantial response. I'm guilty of this. I'm on lunch right now having just said it. I just literally don't know what else to say when a random worker asks me how I'm doing, especially when we are walking past each other and I don't have time to formulate a more substantial response. I had a friend at my last job who was guilty of those stupid cliche phrases. I never had the heart to tell him how irritating and predictable it was. Lol. Some of his favorites were "living the dream," "another day another dollar," and "just another day in paradise." There are a lot of working stiffs like this. I catch myself doing this too, running on a brain/autopilot mode half the time. I think it's basically a symptom of people not giving a single shit about taking the energy to invest in real relationships with people at work. Not in a malicious way. Just it's not important to them. And I totally get that. Do we have the same coworker? I get asked this about 2 minutes into my shift, and then anytime I see him throughout the day, I do it, mainly because I worked in customer service my entire life and now I'm basically programmed to interact with generic and neutral conversation with anyone, and I do mean anyone who get within a 10-foot circle of me. Edit. I literally had a job at a hospital for years where that was one of the rules. Anyone in a 10-foot circle gets a greeting. This explains my thoughts on this phrase. A nightmare counts as a dream, so the answer is honest either way you look at it, and the person you're answering will just assume good. Day after day, crammed together for hours with people we would probably never talk to voluntarily. I guess we develop a shorthand version of communicating, just so we don't seem like standoffish jerks. There was a guy who worked the front desk at my company. Every Friday he would greet everyone with TGIF. My office is pretty close to the front, so I would hear TGIF all day long. He would also start playing Christmas music in October. There was a guy who worked the front desk at my company. Every Friday he would greet everyone with TGIF. My office is pretty close to the front, so I would hear TGIF all day long. He would also start playing Christmas music in October. I don't mind that one because Fridays are indeed happy. I do not like the more sarcastic Happy Monday, however. Calling us family. I like my team at work. I get along with them very well. But we are not family. I already have a family. Our relationship is professional. After we stop working together I might hit you up for a recommendation or something, but our relationship will effectively end there. Work is work. Family is Vin Diesel voice. Family. Calling us family. There is one person on my team who does this. We're all remote, scattered across the country, and have always been, so we have these social hours once a month. She refers to the team as her family, but we all know it's because she has no life outside of work. Literally, she does nothing. She works like 14 to 15 hours a day when it's not really necessary to do that. Calling us family. There is one person on my team who does this. We're all remote, scattered across the country, and have always been, so we have these social hours once a month. She refers to the team as her family, but we all know it's because she has no life outside of work. Literally, she does nothing. She works like 14 to 15 hours a day when it's not really necessary to do that. I'm her manager. I have spoken to her about it so many times I can't count. My boss has talked to her as well. She gets defensive, pushes back, says she wants to do it, work that much. I have tried. She has some sort of medical issue. Personally I think she is anorexic, but that's none of my business obviously. That prevents her from having children. But she's talked many times about wanting to have a family. Shrug. Oh well, it's great you guys tried. What industry if you don't mind me asking? No, and there's really no reason whatsoever for her to work that much. She dives into our system looking for problems and then takes it upon herself to fix them. Which is obviously good in certain situations, but it puts a huge burden on her. If you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. Shut up, Matt. I'm not leaning because I have nothing to do. I'm leaning because I'm overworked and my back hurts. I'd agree, plus I'd rather work with someone who got their jobs done quickly and efficiently and had time to lean, rather than someone who drags every job out until break/lunch/end of the day. My cunt ass manager would sit in his fat ass in the corner the whole shift. If there were no customers and nothing to do, he still wouldn't let us sit down for even 5 minutes. I resorted to sitting in the walk-in just for a little bit of pain reduction. No one specific phrase, but the executive vice president and managing director of operations of our 90 company talks like we are a Fortune 500 company. Dude, we mix and ship soap. Previous company I worked for didn't really have official job titles, just various roles you'd take on, and people would often have multiple in different departments, so a lot of people made up their own. I went on LinkedIn one day and found out like half the sales team had designated themselves some sort of manager. Not in the hierarchical sense, of course, more literally as in they manage whatever niche customer accounts they've been assigned. So a low-level sales rep would be something like accounts manager, B2B, Northeast US, and of course their actual managers would all be director of. I have listed on my resume senior physical therapist because I was the first physical therapist the company hired. It bit me though, because someone brought it up on an interview expecting that I had more responsibilities or something. Friendly reminder. It's either transparently not friendly, bitchy reminder to do something unimportant, or it's an extremely important reminder about something critical that shouldn't be friendly/sugar coated like this. But everyone at my company is extremely conflict averse and will never just reprimand someone for doing their job poorly. I have one coworker who, every day without fail, will say at the beginning of the shift, "Is it time to go home yet?" Every single day. Well, fuck, I'm that person. Sorry, it's just that I hate my boss, and I'm dead inside. I hate my boss because he A, rarely comes out from his cubicle to talk to his team. B, when he does, uses the phrases "theirs," insert name, and "gotta keep moving." C, always has a stupid Bluetooth earpiece in, and is deaf in the other ear so can't fucking hear anything you say the first time. D, everything is X number of. In education circles in Texas, you'll hear "we'll cover this state standard now," and "after the next unit, we'll spiral it back in." Every time I heard that phrase "spiral back in," I died a little inside. At my old job everyone wanted to touch base over every single interaction you could fathom. Fearless feedback was another. It's so ridiculous. Using over the top words or phrases to make whatever you're saying seem more important or thought out than it is. This makes me so glad I work in a kitchen where a response to this would be something like "how big is that funnel? And where is it going?" If you say that with a villainous tone of voice it sounds really bleak. Crawford, your task is to identify any of the dismissive gesture hand raisers and bring them into the funnel. Now, don't let me down. Stanley let me down, and you know what happened to him? The funnel. Lord of Aldoa? Yes, Crawford. The funnel. Now get out of my sight.